Phones are lit up for Phil Williams tonight, everybody. He's checking social media as well, which we're going to talk about if we have time at some point. Busy time of year for Phil and his terrific crew, so we're appreciative that you're here spending the hour with us. Let's go to Connie. Hi, Connie.
Hi.
Thanks for calling in.
I had a child that just graduated from Pearl Cone this last year.
Congratulations.
He was pulled out of a class to finish up on A+.
Okay.
And it was a struggle because he kept giving up. I'm not going to do this. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. So I had to constantly encourage him, make him go to class. And it's hard to do something when you don't have somebody teaching you what needs to be done. So he pretty much had to teach himself.
And Phil mentioned this. I'm a little. Explain to me that what A+ is. Is it online that they?
If they don't feel like they're going to graduate or they're going to pass that class, they'll pull them out of their class and put them in A+. It's like a recovery class.
It's a whole curriculum, right, Phil?
Yeah, and was he passing the class? Was he pulled out during the middle of the semester?
Sure if he was, because he said he had gotten through, like he was in a couple of them, and then they put him in another one, and he had to start all over. And he's like, Mama, you don't understand. It's too much to do, and I've got to get all this done before I can graduate. So we were working, and I'm encouraging his heart to do this. Keep going. He had some teachers that would get frustrated with him because he didn't understand. You have visual learners.
Right.
And my son is a visual learner, and they would get frustrated with him because he didn't get it. And he would be like, that's okay, just go ahead and go away. And then he had one teacher that stayed with him and kept pushing him and kept pushing him. He finally got it, and he did it, and it was like 2 days before graduation.
So right down to the wire.
He passed that class, and he graduated. And he walked across that stage and got his diploma because I had to keep encouraging his heart to make sure he did what he needed. But it was other students, just like him, that just gave up and quit and did not graduate and did not get their diplomas.
Do you know what class or classes he was pulled from?
I know he was in algebra. I don't know if he was, his English he was fine, but I know it was math classes that he struggled in and stuff.
Connie,
that was one of his biggest struggles was math.
Let me ask you real quick, because just this spins off of what Renee just called in and talked about. An active parent at home like yourself, do you feel like, there are a lot of kids out there who don't have parents like you, unfortunately, who are pushing them, who are monitoring them and helping them, and without that support, do you think that they even have a chance?
Not if they don't have somebody who's positive, pushing them, because I would not let him give up. Because all I'm working for is this piece of paper. Yeah, that's all you're working for is this piece of paper. And you're going to walk across the stage, and you're going to get that piece of paper.
Right.
He walked across the stage, and he got that piece of paper. And when he called me and told me he passed the class, his whole countenance changed.
Right.
Because it was a sense of accomplishment for him and for me.
Well, before you want
her to stay on the line?
Yeah, can you stay on the line and let someone grab your telephone number and let me call you back off air?
Sure.
All right, Connie, line 3, stay on the line, and Courtney, our producer in the back, will get your info, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Connie. We appreciate your call. Thank you. All right, let's go. Keep going with the phone calls. Lucy's next. Hi, Lucy.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Phil. I can't thank you enough for being such a spectacular reporter. I mean, seriously, and I'm serious, and your whole crew, you're doing this community a service by having the guts to do the things that y'all do. So, with that said, let me peel on this onion a little bit. This problem with education, to me, goes all the way back to Brown versus Board of Education. I'm a victim of what they call the George Peabody Track 3 system of education experiment that went on in Tennessee and several other states, I think mainly in the South, that went on for a long time. And this is where remedial studies came out of for four-year universities, because when some of us went back to go to college, we had to go through remedial studies. Mm-hmm. But it was a waste of time. It was a waste of money. Thank goodness I had two teachers, one in the 6th grade and one in the 8th grade, that realized what these two other educators that you interviewed earlier realized. Thank goodness for them. And I mainly wanted to call up and say this: if those two educators that you interviewed are listening, bless your heart for caring, because I had two educators that did care, and it changed my life. And not only that, I had an administrator personally apologized to me when I was in my 40s, where she told me that we failed a whole generation of you people with that Track 3 experiment. So I talk to some kids. I make it a point to talk to these kids when they're in high school and push them. And I've heard this, and I haven't understood what they've been trying to tell me until tonight about being pulled out of a classroom. And now I know why they're confused, why I'm confused, because this sounds insane. It really does. That's all I want to say, guys. Y'all have
Lucy,
a good evening.
thank you for the
Bye-bye.
call. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's keep rolling right along. Let's go to Joyce next. Hi, Joyce.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead.
I had a question. I'm just wondering why your investigation targeted the minority schools. Did you do any investigation? Did you investigate all the metro schools, or was it just the schools that focused on the minority?
Well, first of all, we did not target these schools. These whistleblowers came to us, and they had worked at those schools, including someone who is a minority. Those are the schools, though, by and large, that in this community are struggling the most. I mean, Pearl Cone is on the state's priority list. It could be subject to a state takeover.
Right.
So those students in that school have very real needs that this community needs to address.
Right. All right. Thank you, Joyce. Let's go to Ronald next. Ronald, you're up.
Yes, sir. I had a question for Mr. Williams on the outsourcing deal with Governor Haslam. I'm a 26-year veteran employee electrician in Tennessee, sir, and I've got more than a mouthful for Phil tonight. I think you guys need to hammer Phil on this deal.
All right.
They are not saving money by JLL at any stretch of the imagination. The whole 2 years I worked at Bicentennial Mall State Park, I saw more contractor trucks and outside personnel up at the Tennessee Tower and Cordell Hull building where I was the maintenance supervisor. I saw more people up there than we ever had with a 5-man crew.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, as an electrician, state electrician, I can take a mediocre state budget and I can maintain buildings and facilities better than any 3 JLL employees that they have in downtown Nashville right now.
Ronald, let me just interject real quick, just in case folks who are watching, we did mention that we talk about some other investigations, and this is another, and it's an ongoing investigation that Phil's been working on for a couple of years, and that is the privatizing on the state level, and what are Governor Haslam's plans and whatnot. Do you have any updates, or this is ongoing?
Yeah,
right?
we have a continuing interest in this subject. I mean, we first started reporting, I guess, 2 years ago or maybe more about the outsourcing efforts, and we have raised questions about whether the savings are real or not.
Right.
And in
But
fact,
the savings aren't real.
Yep.
It's on the salaries that we make as state employees. And I rolled through the JLL takeover of General Services when I was at the state capitol. I can tell you gentlemen right now, unequivocally, there are no savings, especially when Governor Haslam has a 16% investment in the company whatsoever.
yeah, and I don't think we know that.
I've got documented proof on paper of what I say to state myself as a state employee. I'd be more than willing to bring it to Mr. Phil Williams at Channel 5 and let you guys run with it. They're not saving money.
Please do.
Yeah, absolutely.
The more information, the better.
And this is a good chance to plug that we have an email address for tips, investigate@newschannel5.com. Investigate.
I mean, all JLL does is they pick up the phone and they call in an outside contractor, lead company, Maynard Air Select, whatever. And a state employee making his salary, working on a state budget with the handicaps he or she has, we do more than they ever thought about doing. I mean, if I wasn't proud to be a state employee and to save taxpayer dollars, which is exactly what's coming out of you and Roy's pocket right now, I wouldn't be a state employee for 26 years.
Right.
I guarantee you I can work harder and longer and save more money than anybody, and including JLL coming out of Chicago. That's not saving Tennessee jobs. It's not doing anything for Tennessee employees. All it is bringing outside interest in and paying Phil Haslam's pocket.
All right. Thank you, Ronald. We appreciate the phone call, and be sure to contact Phil and his staff, okay? All right, let's go to, before the next break, let's get Patsy on the line. Hi, Patsy. Patsy? Are you there? All right, hold on, Patsy. Be sure, folks, to turn your TV sets down. Mute the TVs, listen on the phone. There's a little bit of a delay, but we're not going to hang up on Patsy. We'll try to get back to her in just a second. Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a good program. I'm not sure whether it's a education system or the parents, but y'all are investigating that. It is, if I remember correctly, this is about the first year they've been feeding the kids. And that might make a difference in what they're doing. I'm sure they need some medical structure, drug advice, et cetera, et cetera. I just don't understand what kind of leadership program, because they don't have a patriarch or matriarch or whatever.
Right. You're talking about on the home front.
On the home front and at school.
Well, as Phil mentioned, too, these schools, they're struggling, but also the teachers have to do, these kids come from all sorts of socioeconomic backgrounds. Some of them some very poor households.
Yeah.
With single parents who are working, who are not home a lot, on and on and on. So.
Yeah, and the schools, do a great service, when it comes to that. And I mean, I came from one of those very poor families, and my meal at school was sometimes the best meal I had that day.
Yeah.
And so there are lots of needs in some of these schools.
Yeah. All right, you want to take a break here, Courtney? Yeah, all right. We'll take another quick break and get to more of your phone calls. Be patient with us, everybody. We'll be right back.